Hi, this is James Godin, and this is How to Win the Game of Life by James Godin. Okay, so you have a big goal. It could be to get in shape, fall in love, buy a house, buy a car, start a family, start a business, become wealthy, fire your boss, or travel the world. But there's something stopping you and you don't know what it is. And while I might not know the specifics of your particular situation, I do know one thing for sure. There's only two ways to live life. One, you are in control of your results, or two, your results are in control of you. In this short video, I'm going to show you the difference between these two ways of living. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you a way to create the change that you're looking for. But first, let's understand the mind a little bit better. As human beings, we operate simultaneously on three planes of existence: intellectual, spiritual, and physical. The intellectual plane is governed by thought, while the spiritual plane is governed by emotion, which we refer to as feeling. The physical plane is where our body and all material things exist. This is an image that completely changed my life. I first saw this stick figure image when I was learning from Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is amazing at teaching in the power of the mind. Now, he first learned this from a man back when Bob was probably in his 20s or 30s, and in 1934 there was actually a man named Dr. Thurman Fleet who created this for the very first time, and then it's been passed on through generations of people in the personal development and self-help space. Now, the first time that I saw this image, it looked a little bit strange to me. It might look a little bit weird to you, but it illustrates the human mind perfectly, and it's actually the only image we really have to work with when it comes to studying the parts of the human personality as it relates to the mind and how that affects the body. Now, you can see here that at the top of the stick figure you have a really big circle representing the head, and you have a smaller circle representing the body. Now, the head part is split. Imagine your own head is split horizontally right where your nose is, and the top half represents the conscious mind, the bottom half represents the subconscious mind, and then the part 3, the smaller circle, represents your body. Now, the intellect is where our thought comes from, right? That's where we originate thought. That all happens in the conscious mind. And then the spirit part of this is where emotion is, right? That's in the subconscious mind. That's a spiritual center of who we are. It's our power center, and that's where our emotions live. And then we have the physical plane that we live on, and that's where we recognize vibration in the human body. Now, I want to break these three sections down and show you the key elements of each part. Now, in the conscious mind, we have the five senses, right? We can see, we can hear, we can smell, we can taste, and we can touch. All right, those are the basic five senses that we have. Now, most of us have a very small understanding, if we have any understanding at all, of the 6 higher mental faculties, which are reason, perception, the will, imagination, memory, and intuition. Now, these parts of our conscious mind are really where it's at. This is how we begin to change results in our life and create the kind of life that we want. We need to learn how to master these 6 higher mental faculties. Now, what's interesting about the conscious mind is that it can accept or it can reject any information or any ideas that are given to it. It can also originate new thoughts, ideas, and images all on its own. Now, the reason why that's so special is because when we look at the subconscious mind, we see that it is totally deductive. It must accept whatever is passed along to it by the conscious mind. It has no ability to reject information. The moment something's accepted by it, it just acts on it immediately. The only thing it can do is act on whatever's given to it. Now, what's really interesting is that the subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what's real or what's imagined. Now, why that's interesting is because we actually act upon what's in our subconscious mind. we very rarely act upon what's in our conscious mind unless we are learning something new, right? If we're learning something new, we have to put our focus and we have to concentrate on the thing until we figure out how to do it. But then once we figure out how to do something and we get really good at it, that's when it's been taken over by our subconscious mind. Now the thing is, our dreams are exactly the same, right? So at first, if we have a big dream, we focus on that dream, and it takes lots of conscious energy and effort to focus on that dream, concentrate on that vision for our life. But then eventually, through repetition of doing that, it also becomes automatic. And the thing is, the subconscious can't tell whether or not the thing that you're suggesting to it is real or not, if it's just something that you're imagining or if it really is your reality. And that's really powerful when it comes to creating the life that you want, because when you're creating the life that you want, you're looking at your present results, and the results that you're seeing don't always match up to what it is that you're dreaming of having in your life. Maybe pieces of it you're able to notice are available in your present reality, but most of those things are still seem like they're missing, even though technically they're not, but we'll get to that in a moment here. Now, what's important to understand also is that the subconscious mind is the home of not only emotions, but also your habits and a paradigm. A paradigm is just a multitude of habits, so it's a collective of all your habits that cause you to act the way that you do the majority of the time. Now, if we go on to the body, we can see that its function is to be the instrument of the mind. The mind controls the body. The body just does whatever is passed on to it from the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious directs the subconscious then directs the body to go take action. Now the thing is, the body always vibrates according to our frequency of thought and emotion. Whatever we're thinking causes us to feel a certain way, and then how we're feeling causes our body to move into a new vibration, and then we take action based on that vibration that we're in. Now, this has all been proven by science. This is not just something that I'm making up. This is things that I've learned, like I said, from Bob Proctor, who's been studying this stuff for 57 to 58 years of his life, and it's all been proven experientially through all of his students as well as himself, and then also scientifically as well. So this is very solid stuff. This is as accurate as any mathematical equation. Okay, so I want you to really understand that. This is not just mere theory. This is fact. Okay, I want you to really understand the power of this. Now, we're going to vibrate according to the frequency of thought and emotion, and this is the doing part of our personality based on that vibration that's set up in our body by our thoughts and emotion. Now, physical action that we take actually causes a reaction from the universe, from everything around us. Because when you really think about it, the atoms that are within the cells of every single part of us, right? The atoms in every single cell of our body are the same type of atoms that are in everything that's around us in our environment and in the world. Okay, so we have in us the same thing that's also in everything else around us, and when we take an action, we are causing all those things around us to be altered because of our action. So our physical action causes a reaction from the universe. That's what I mean by that, and it's the action-reaction that's causing your results. Okay, that's important to understand as well. Now, I promised that I was going to show you this, and this is specifically how results control you. Now, this is how most people are living. Okay, so I want you to, if you feel like this is how you're living right now, I want you to know you're not alone. Okay, most of us have been programmed to live this way. And by programmed, I mean conditioned mentally and emotionally to act in a way that creates this kind of result that I'm going to illustrate to you here. Now, we have an understanding now, at least a basic understanding so far, of the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the body. Now, look at this. The present results are dominating your thoughts. That is the beginning of how results control you, right? And we know that thoughts are originated in the conscious mind. Now, in this case, instead of us choosing what the thought is, we are actually just looking at the results, which could be the bank balance, it could be physical health, it could be your relationship status, it could be business conditions, your job position or title, or family life. Okay, so all these things are things that are in your reality. It's in the present moment, you're looking at it, and then you're thinking thoughts based on what you're seeing and experiencing in the now. Okay, and then this is becoming your dominant way of thinking. Now, when any way of thinking becomes dominant, meaning that it is the way that you think most often, what happens is you become emotionally involved in those thoughts. Those ideas start to take form in the subconscious mind. You begin to get emotionally involved. Okay? Now, when that happens, it alters the vibration that your body's in, and we just learned that whatever vibration your body's in determines the actions you take, and the behavior causes results. So if we look a little bit further, watch this. See those two arrows just change from black to red, completing the cycle. See? Our behavior is causing the results, the bank balance that we see, the physical health, relationship status, all these things, and we continue looking at the results, and then we're dominating our thoughts with those results, and then we're getting emotionally involved. It's altering the vibration. It's causing us to stay in the vibration that's going to cause us to behave in a way that causes the same results, and we just stay in that never-ending cycle unless we decide to control the results. Now, that's the thing. It's a decision. It's a choice. Okay, I really want you to understand that we have the power. We have the power to choose. Remember I said the conscious mind is the part of the mind that directly influences the subconscious mind. Whatever's in the subconscious causes the body to act the way it does. However we act physically creates a reaction that creates our results. Now, if our conscious mind is dominated by our present results, then it's going to cause us to feel a certain way. We're going to then move into action with our body that creates more of the same. But if we start to originate prosperous thoughts, we begin by originating the thoughts that we want. Okay, if we start thinking exclusively about what we want, regardless of present results, conditions, or circumstances, then we can really start to break out of that old cycle. Now, this is the real challenge. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we really got to do some work, okay? Because the old conditioning does not want this change to take place. You got to understand that. It's used to being in control, and your old habit's going to fight every step of the way. The old paradigm's going to fight you every step of the way, but you have to remain resilient and stay persistent with this process. If you do, you will gain control over your results. Now check this out. When you begin to originate your own prosperous thoughts, you begin to imagine the life that you want to be living, and you make those thoughts your dominant way of thinking, you also become emotionally involved with those thoughts. Those thoughts form into an idea. You start to change at that subconscious level. When that happens, it alters the vibration your body's in once again. Only this time, the new behavior is going to cause the new results that you want. Okay? Now here's the deal. The present results are still there. Right? They're not just going to disappear because you created new results. The old results are still going to be there too, but they're no longer in control. They're no longer in control because your focus is no longer on the present bank balance, the present relationship status, your present state of physical health. Your focus and your attention is no longer on those things. Now your focus and your attention is on what you want. And that's the real challenge. Holding your attention on what you want, even though all those other things are still there, trying to convince you that that's what reality is, right? They're saying, no, these results that are presently here, that's what's real, so let's focus here. No. You need to learn to ignore that voice and focus on your true voice, which is constantly urging you forward, constantly trying to help you to grow and expand and get better and to create new and better results all the time, okay? This is the way that we control our own results. And you can see that all those arrows are green. They all lead in this way. And the thing is, it also completes a cycle, but the cycle is no longer being controlled by what's presently there. The cycle is being controlled, it's being governed by what you're creating in your own mind, what you're choosing to imagine your life to be. Okay? So you're designing it rather than just looking at what's already been designed and then saying, okay, that's what it is, that's what it's always going to be. We're choosing to create a new design, a new plan for our life, and that's how we create change. That's how we create new results. That's how we control the results we're getting, and we have to be in control of the results we're getting in order to change our life and create the kind of life we really want to be living. Ultimately, this is the deal. The only reason that you're getting the results you're getting now is because you're conditioned that way. As human beings, we are creatures of habit, and habit resides in the conditioning of your subconscious mind. This conditioning is sometimes referred to as a mental program, and is also called a paradigm, like I just talked about a minute ago. In order to change the results, we must change the conditioning of your mind that is causing you to create those results. To change your life, you must change your paradigm. Now, as promised to you at the beginning of this video, let me give you a simple way that you can begin this process today. I don't have enough time in this short video to go into all of the details, but these are the basic steps. And keep in mind, every one of these steps is important, and skipping or incorrectly using any of them will result in failure. After I show you these steps, I'll offer you a way that you can get help from me personally so the whole process goes more smoothly for you. And now, the steps to impressing your dream on the subconscious mind so you can win the game of life. Step 1. You sit completely still with both eyes closed. Step 2. Breathe slowly and deeply and focus only on your breath as it gently moves in and out. Step 3. Gradually relax your entire body by mentally picturing each part of your body in a totally relaxed state. Step 4. Think of everything that you're grateful for having now and everything that you're grateful that you are in the process of receiving. Step 5. Forgive anyone who is bothering you right now, including yourself. And sometimes we're the ones that bother ourselves the most. And I want you to send love to each of those people and to yourself. Step 6. Build a scene in your mind of yourself living the life you want to be living. See yourself having already accomplished your goal. See everything and everyone in this imagined reality in as much detail as possible. Imagine yourself experiencing the entire mental movie through each of the 5 senses exactly as you would if it was really happening now. And then step 7, begin immediately practicing exactly what you just visualized in your mental movie. It's not enough to see yourself as the person you want to be in your mind's eye. Once you open your eyes, you must begin acting in real life just as you were acting in your imagined reality. Dream your life and then begin to live your dream. Through the repetition of these 7 steps and the persistence of their application, you will successfully impress your dream upon your subconscious mind, thereby breaking the cycle of your old conditioning. Once the old cycle is broken and the new conditioning is in place, you'll be gradually building the life that you've been dreaming of living. And what's better is that once you've practiced this process often enough that it becomes natural to you, you'll be able to easily and almost effortlessly create any result you want in life. You'll have become the architect of your own life, the designer of your destiny. So there it is. That's how you win the game of life, but I really must warn you. The concepts and ideas I just shared with you are so simple and so basic, it can be really easy to shrug them off and let them go to waste. If you're serious about creating positive change in your life, then I strongly urge you to practice what you've learned here today. And to make it easier, I've made this entire video into a PDF that you can download and reference anytime. Depending on where you're watching this video, you can click the button on the page or you can click the link in the description of the video. Both of those links will lead you to the download page to get your free PDF. Oh, and before I forget, there's one other thing that I promised you. If you would like me to personally help you gain a deeper understanding of what we just went over in this video today, or if you would like me to help you reach a big goal that you've set for yourself that you're struggling to reach, I want to invite you to come take a look at a program that I've created specifically for you. It's a weekly live stream study group designed to help you create the shift in consciousness that we just talked about today and to help you reach any goal that you can imagine. If you want more information about this program, please go to jamesagodin.com/weekly live stream study group exactly as it's shown on your screen. Also note that this link here is clickable in the PDF of this video. And that link to download the PDF is in the description of this video, or if you landed on a separate page, there is a button for you to click that will download that same PDF. This is James Godin. Thanks for watching.